This is CTV News with Nafisa Karim.
There's no protection there for them. They thought they were in a safe place, and I thought they were in a safe place.
Tonight, shock and grief continue to grip Tumbler Ridge, and today we are learning the identities of the victims.
Moments such as these, folks will use as a reason to perpetuate their bigotry, their misinformation.
Hateful and unfounded rhetoric. Misinformation about the trans community is spreading online because of the identity of the shooter. Plus, Adam finds out why a 95-year-old in Saanich keeps challenging herself to move forward in life. Later on the Sawatsky sign-off. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. The close-knit community of Tumbler Ridge is coming together through the shock and grief over Tuesday's school shooting. Today, we are learning more about the victims. RCMP have confirmed and released photos of them as families start to speak. CTV's Andrew Johnson has more on the 5 children, 1 educator, and the shooter's mother and stepbrother.
Fresh tears near Tumbler Ridge Secondary School, where there is a steady stream of mourners determined to pay their respects, including BC Premier David Eby, who arrived in town last night, and Rick Patterson, who's lived here since 1983 and is one of the many trying to navigate their grief.
I think it's just a day-by-day and moment-by-moment thing.
For Patterson, the hardest part is feeling like the community failed its most vulnerable.
There's no protection there for them. They thought they were in a safe place, and I thought they were in a safe place.
Once a safe place, Tumbler Ridge Secondary is now the scene of a murder investigation. Police say the suspect, 18-year-old Jesse Van Rootselaar, murdered 1 teacher, 39-year-old Shanda Aviguana Durand, and 5 students there, and injured 27 others before turning the gun on herself. Among the victims, 13-year-old Ezekiel Schofield, 12-year-old Abol Mwansa, whose family online called him a brave kid with a bright future. 12-year-old Zoe Benoit is being remembered as a resilient, vibrant, and caring little girl. Also among those killed, 12-year-old Tikara Lampert, who friends say was a loving, courageous, and humorous girl who leaves behind 7 siblings. Their classmate, 12-year-old Kylie Smith, who was the light of her family's life, was also killed at the school.
I let her off. I let her go to school with her brother Ethan in the morning, and I soaked in that moment watching them walk in the door together for whatever reason, and I didn't know it would be the last time they'd go to school together.
Police say before going to the school, Van Rootselaar killed her 39-year-old mother, Jennifer Jacobs, and 11-year-old stepbrother, Emmett Jacobs, at their family home. Community members say the love from Canadians across the country is helping them feel less alone during these dark days.
I love this place, I love this town, and now I love Canada even more because of what you have given to us.
She is not the only person we've heard that from. In the town, people tell us has long been known as The Rock. A great description today for the strength of this community. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Tumbler Ridge, BC.
The BC legislature held a moment of silence as the province observes a day of mourning for the victims.
I ask that you please rise as we observe a moment of silence for the community of Tumbler Ridge and extend our deepest condolences to the families and all those who are affected by this tragedy.
Today's planned throne speech was replaced by a speech dedicated to the community of Tumbler Ridge, and what is normally a day of ceremony was toned down. In her speech, the Lieutenant Governor thanked first responders and passed along messages of support from King Charles. The Premier says the day was cut short so MLAs can spend time with their constituents.
Colleagues and I need to reach out to our communities who are all suffering, with these parents who are all wanting to reach out and help and support. There's anxiety in our schools, in our home communities. We want to be able to support. That's the meaningful thing for us to do as elected representatives right now. And I think that's the most appropriate thing for us to do.
Mark Carney and Pierre Poilievre are expected to visit Tumbler Ridge tomorrow. Now, in the wake of the shooting, hateful and unfounded rhetoric about the trans community is spreading online because of the identity of the shooter. The Victoria Pride Society says attempts to exploit the tragedy and encourage fear and hatred is causing further harm. As CTV's Anna McMillan shows us, even those who are being subjected to this hate say the focus must be on the families who've lost loved ones.
As Tumbler Ridge mourns the people it lost in Tuesday's mass shooting, a torrent of misinformation is spreading online, vilifying an entire demographic.
My heart goes out to all those that are mourning, who have been impacted, and comments such as these take away from the grief and the collective mourning.
The RCMP says the shooter was an 18-year-old trans woman. Police have not connected the motive to the shooter's gender identity, but that hasn't prevented speculation.
Moments such as these, folks will use as a reason to perpetuate their bigotry.
Braden Kahn is trans and says it's painful to know his community is being targeted online because of the actions of one person.
One of the big things for me in my own heart is trying to understand how we can have people in politics that are allowed to perpetuate misinformation.
On X, independent BC MLA Tara Armstrong made an unfounded claim that there's an epidemic of transgender violence.
When a shooter is transgender, that becomes the headline and that becomes the story.
That's the co-founder of the Violence Prevention Project, which tracks mass shootings in the United States. It says 98% of mass shooters are male, 2% are female, and less than 1% are trans.
I sent an email last night to our members to let them know that teachers have a role to counter messages of hate.
The Greater Victoria Teachers Association president says local teachers stand with the trans community. Census data shows Victoria is the most gender-diverse urban centre in Canada, with roughly 0.75% of residents identifying as trans or non-binary.
They're part of our schools, they're part of our families, and the use of any kind of tragedy in this opportunistic way is absolutely abhorrent.
She, Con, and the Victoria Pride Society say the focus must be on supporting those whose lives are forever changed.
That's who we want to spend our focus and attention on to support in any way that we can.
Anna McMillan, CTV News, Saanich.
And services are ready to help people in need in Tumbler Ridge and across the province. If you need support, you can call the BC Bereavement or National Crisis Lines. There are also services dedicated to young people, including Kids Help Phone and Foundry BC. A large hole in the ground in Langford that is the stalled site of a two-tower development has now been deemed hazardous. A retaining wall is in jeopardy of failing and damaging a neighboring strata property's laneway. As CTV's Brendan Strange shows us, large vehicles are now banned from using the thoroughfare, and the city is going after the developer to make the fix.
It's a development site sitting on Pete Road in Langford that was rezoned in 2022. Then in 2023, an excavation permit was issued by the city. Shoring was installed by the developers to prevent the bank from caving in.
We call it the swimming pool, or depending on the weather, it could be an ice rink too, but basically it's a really big eyesore right now.
The developer proposed two towers on the land consisting of 18 and 24 stories. This hole has been sitting here for the past 3 years.
It makes the whole area that we're living in look a little, downtrodden.
Now the site has been deemed hazardous by the city after having WSP Canada conduct a geotechnical review of the site. Langford's mayor isn't mincing his words.
We will not look the other way when some irresponsible developers leave behind unsafe conditions and walk away.
The review is still ongoing, although WSP has already told the city that this retaining wall may fail, meaning the neighboring strata property's laneway could fall in with it. The city has now barred any heavy vehicles such as garbage trucks and emergency vehicles from using the thoroughfare until the situation is resolved.
Staff is contacting the developer. I have not yet.
That developer is White Rock-based Jagpal Development, which did not reply to CTV's request for comment today.
Engineers in this case are recommending that wall be backfilled within the next 2 weeks. So since this is a private property, we'll give them an opportunity to do it, and if they don't, then we'll move in and do it.
Langford says it will send the developer the bill for that work through a remedial action order. This is not the only site in Langford owned by this developer that the city has concerns with.
There is a property on the corner of Dunford and Jacqueline, which we have a remedial action order on.
The mayor says this developer isn't the only bad actor that was issued a development permit under Langford's past council and is now seemingly walked away.
We inherited 4 tower projects that all have had now remedial action orders either implemented or about to be implemented on them.
Langford hopes to have the site made safe again within the next 4 weeks, saying no matter who does the work, it will be paid for by Jagpal Development. Brendan Strain, CTV News, Langford.
The Capital Regional District is taking the next step towards a new developer charge to help fund water infrastructure upgrades. The CRD approved the first reading of the development cost charge that would go into effect next year. That charge will add about $9,000 to a new single-family unit and around $5,000 to a new apartment. The CRD needs $1.5 billion over the next 30 years to cover the cost of the expansion and new projects. This new fee will cover about a third of that. Without the fee, the CRD says the cost falls on ratepayers.
Those projects would then be completely covered by the existing water users. So it would mean that there would be that existing water users would be paying to subsidize the installation of infrastructure that is needed to meet growth, to meet new development. And that's really what it would come down to. So the whole idea is that the position is growth pays for growth.
Developers have been critical of the CRD's water supply master plan, saying it will add to the cost of development, and the CRD is working off outdated population and water use assumptions. The township of Esquimalt is looking for community input as it develops a plan for its recreation programs and facilities. The plan will be a roadmap for the township for the next 15 years and will look at population trends, facility inventory, and community priorities. It will also consider how facilities are planned, delivered, and funded. You can share your thoughts in an online survey. It's open now and will remain open until March 11th. A draft plan will be presented to the public in April.
8 degrees in Victoria right now after hitting a high of 9 earlier today. We're currently under mostly cloudy skies, but there are some scattered showers that may roll through later on tonight. Closer look at that and the rest of your forecast after the break.
CTV Weather brought to you by Expedia Cruises, customizing dream vacations with unbelievable value. Call or learn more at expediacruises.ca.
What makes West Shore Parks and Recreation a perfect place to play? It's our staff, working behind the scenes to keep the pool safe, kids engaged, and programs thriving. So apply today and join our team.
Josh, it's not quite the long weekend yet, but I'm already thinking, what's in the forecast?
Well, you have a little bit of everything, actually, over the course of the next couple. You got some sunny days, you got some rainy days, you have some well above average temperatures, and a little bit of a cool down into early next week as well. A weather smorgasbord. 8 degrees in Victoria right now. In fact, you got 7s and 8s right across the island. A little windier in Comox than it is in other areas. We've had some showers moving through that region as well. And you can see the scattered showers off to the west and northwest of Victoria. So we'll probably see a bit of that slide through late this evening or overnight tonight. This is about 2 a.m. tomorrow. There's a system here that's going to work its way in, and that will spin a couple different waves of precipitation through parts of the island over the course of the next couple of days. For Victoria, it doesn't really look like it's going to be heavy, steady rain. It's just some occasional bands of showers that'll move through the course of the day tomorrow. And even Saturday, I've left it out of the forecast, but there might be a hit and miss shower. Periods of rain tomorrow in the north. You're going to get some steadier rain in the morning. Then it'll break. You get some sun, and then in the late afternoon, early evening hours, the rain rolls back in. Should see some sunshine for Saturday, though. And close the weekend with a chance of showers there on Sunday, and then long weekend Monday, 5 degrees and mostly cloudy skies. Chance of some rain or at higher elevation, some snow late in the day tomorrow. 6 degrees for a daytime high, and then sunnier Saturday, some increase in cloud Sunday, but highs of about 7 degrees for both Saturday, Sunday, Monday up to about 5. 7s for the next 4 days for daytime highs out on the west coast. Wet tomorrow, Probably a good 15 to 30 millimeters worth of rain, and then sunshine for Saturday, partly cloudy on Sunday, and back to a chance of showers on Monday. Some late day showers potentially in Comox tomorrow. High of 7 under mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon. 7 and 5 for highs Saturday, Sunday. You get some sunshine Saturday and through Sunday, especially late afternoon. Clouds will start to increase. Could see a scattered shower on Monday. Doesn't really look like heavy rain on Monday. Same pattern for Nanaimo. Late in the day tomorrow would be the best chance for some showers. Otherwise, a mixed sun and cloud, about 8 degrees in the afternoon. 7 on Saturday, 5 for Sunday as things cool off a little bit. Back a couple degrees below average as we make our way through Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and a 40% chance of showers on Monday. Mostly cloudy in Victoria. We'll start the day at about 5 degrees, get to around 8, maybe 9 for a daytime high. 9 was the daytime high for today. Occasional periods of rain, but as we showed you earlier, it's not going to be heavy, steady all-day rain. It'll kind of come in pockets. Saturday, 8 degrees, mixed sun and cloud. This is a slight chance, maybe a scattered shower. I think Sunday should be dry, and then Monday, a chance of a few more showers with temperatures back to around 5 for daytime highs. CTV Weather is brought to you by Expedia Cruises for air, land, and sea vacations. That's not a really big drop in temperature, Nafisa, but a little bit cooler as we close out the long weekend.
All right, it is a cool smorgasbord. Thanks, Josh. Well, a lot for us to cheer for today at the Milano Cortina Olympics. Team Canada has seen a surge in its medal count, and both hockey teams showed their dominance on the ice. Here's CTV's Scott Hurst.
A big day in short track speed skating. Courtney Sareau won bronze in the women's 500-meter. This is her second medal of the Games. Sareau was part of the team that won silver in the mixed relay earlier in the week. 4 Olympic Games, 4 medals for a Canadian athlete known as the King.
Very happy to win my 4th medal and 4 starts at the Olympic Games.
Opening ceremony flag bearer Mikhail Kingsbury landed back on the podium in Milano Cortina, a silver medal for the decorated Olympian. He finished with an identical score as the gold medalist, but lost the top spot through a tiebreaker.
This one I worked really hard for, and it was a tough one to get.
We will see Kingsbury again in the dual moguls event this weekend. Canada is celebrating another silver on the slopes, this time in snowboard cross. 24-year-old Elliot Grandin from Quebec also missing out on gold by the slimmest of margins.
Pretty good. I mean, it's another silver medal, so you can't really be too upset.
This is his 3rd Olympic medal and will have a chance to add to his personal total in the mixed snowboard cross team event on Sunday. On to the quarterfinals for the Canadian women's hockey team. The women beat Finland today 5-0 to close out their preliminary round with a record of 3-1. On the men's side, it was a relatively easy start to their Olympic program. The Canadian men won their opening match against Czechia 5-0. This is the first time we're seeing NHL players at the Olympic Games since Sochi 2014. The women's hockey team will begin the knockout round on Saturday. They'll face Germany in the quarterfinals. The men will be back on the ice tomorrow against Switzerland. Scott Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
Coming up, Dileia's drive. Adam finds out the story behind a 95-year-old who's committed to never stop moving forward. Next on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Finally, Adam meets a 95-year-old who's committed to never stop challenging herself to move forward with her life on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
Before we can appreciate where she's going,
I'm not the type to sit back and do nothing.
Dileia Vischer reveals where she's been.
I danced in New York City.
Although anybody could buy a T-shirt from Radio City Music Hall, Dileia has the pictures to prove she danced there.
In my youth.
Although she didn't start training to be a ballerina until the relatively late age of 13.
It was difficult, but I survived it.
By the time she was 20, Dileia had risen the ranks to become a soloist, performing 4 shows a day on the iconic stage for up to 16,000 people.
Well, it's a bit mind-blowing.
Dileia danced at Radio City Music Hall for more than a decade, before becoming a manager at Juilliard and later other arts organizations.
It was a wonderful, stressful job.
Wonderful, because Dileia loves doing things that are difficult.
If there was something else I'd never done, well, go ahead and do it. See what you can make out of it.
So, after raising her daughter, retiring from her career, and caring for her husband who had Alzheimer's, Dileia decided to try doing marathons when she was 80.
Well, that was when I had the time to do it, you know.
And Dileia made up for lost time, earning a wall full of medals and using her runs to raise more than $40,000 for charity.
And being able to say at my age, I can still do these things.
Now, at the age of 95, Dileia spends 5 days a week training physically. During the other 2, her focus is more mental, taking university courses online and connecting with people of all ages in person.
So that I can kind of keep up with what the different generations feel about life today.
And what Dileia has learned is the most important thing in life?
Kindness, to be kind, to think of others.
And along with always treating people the way you want to be treated, be kind to yourself by always moving forward.
Oh, it's wonderful, yeah.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Saanich.
The Sawatsky Sign-Off, brought to you by Coastal Community Credit Union. Bank happy at Coastal Community Credit Union.
That is it for CTV News Vancouver Island. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night.